Non-native invasive species pose one of the largest threats to our forests, parks, and biodiversity all over the world. Yet, the conversations around them are limited. These intruders have been introduced to natural habitats by humans, and it is up to us to reverse the damage being done to our natural environments. In Montgomery County, Maryland, a group of volunteers are working hard to restore their community. They call themselves the Weed Warriors.
Non-native invasive species are harmful to the environment, but they also pose a threat economically and to human health. But other than that, in the ecosystems, it can cause a lot of damage because it overtakes forests that should have more native plants. But that is a problem because there's a lot of wildlife that depends and has evolved with the native plants. And so when the invasive plants take over, they end up strangling trees, which can lead up to even dead trees when they cover them completely. They also can be very thorny, so they can take huge areas where normally there would be native bushes where like birds could put their nests and like feed and that kind of stuff. So they can really impact the lives of the wildlife around them.
Some of the most common non-native invasive species in Maryland are Japanese honeysuckle, oriental bittersweet, porcelain berry, and English ivy. All of these species of vines originate in Asia, with English ivy also having roots in Europe and northern Africa.
Weed Warrior started in 1999, actually, by my predecessor, Carol. And she started the program because there was a real need in our Parks Department to have volunteers and community members help us control non-native invasive plants, especially vines. So this program is empowering our community members to get outside, get some exercise, and help us control the non-native invasive plants. So if you take a look at this particular section, this section has been worked on by Weed Warriors for years at this point. So you can kind of tell where they've been working, where they haven't been working.
So what we've done is cut away the porcelain berry vines, but within the porcelain berry vines, there was one good passion flower vine, which you can see this interesting looking fruit. And so this is why we're out here. We're trying to free away the good native plants.
What you're looking at here that you just cut off the tree is the non-native invasive porcelain berry. It does have these gorgeous berries, but that's a good way to tell it apart from our native grape. If you look here, their berries stick out and they will kind of stick up.
When you uncover a native, when you find a native, this is a spice bush. It's like it's been through a bit, but it's still living and it's happy. My backyard is 10 feet, so the park begins 10 feet. And I've been, well, in the old days we mowed. Now it's a meadow. It's all native. And I've been taking out the bad guys for about a lot of years, a lot more than I've been a Weed Warrior.
I'm Lauren Hubbard, and I've been a certified Weed Warrior for probably about 5 or 6 years, and then I became a supervisor maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. In this particular area is the wooded section that was somewhat neglected, and Maria, my co-leader, had been walking this trail and noticed some of the trees that were really covered in the invasive vines to the extent that we feared they would get pulled down. So she asked me if we wanted to put together like a tree blitz and go out with a whole bunch of people and try to get after this. So we've been doing that for now. This is our 3rd week. And so far, the first 2 weeks, we cleared 250 trees of vines.
Here is oriental bittersweet. And this is the one that really ropes around everything. See how it's girdling this fork? And the thing inside is good. That's native grape. I'm gonna cut it, and then it'll fall off eventually. Hopefully this won't die before that happens. But once you cut it, it doesn't wrap around anymore and grow. And then it's just a tree when it grows. It will break free of it. I joined about 3 years ago, right after the pandemic, and I had retired and I was looking for something to do. And my wife was still working, so we got to do this because we were hiking a lot. And so I joined up and we got certified online. They had online training. And then we did field training when they opened up for field training. And we went to some parks and learned about all the sort of 6 priority vines that we had to do. This is one of them. And then we got certified and got let loose.
So I'm trying to take this Oriental bittersweet off the tree, but it's very stuck on it, and it's tricky because I don't want to hurt the bark of the tree. So this one's a little bit of surgery, I would say. And then you don't have to take it off, but it's kind of nice one. I've been with them for 3 years now. I have just always been interested in doing what I can to help the environment. And I think just slowly I learned about the problem that we have with invasives and realized that that's somewhere where I can try to make a difference. People walking on the paths in the woods will stop and thank us on occasion. So that's really rewarding.
The work of the Weed Warriors of Montgomery County is not done, but through community, dedication, and hard work, they are making their natural environments better, one vine at a time. To find more information about the Montgomery County Weed Warriors, visit montgomeryparks.org or scan the QR code. How will you protect your community before it's too late?